Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Days. Today it's another Bette's Box of Blessings, and today's box is called Be Still, and it's taken from Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. This is such a special verse to me that it's taken me a couple of weeks to even get to the point that I could even talk about this, and let's hope I don't even cry throughout it. Be still and know. That has been something that's been very special to me for many years. And one of the reasons was a friend of mine back when I was working in the office. She had a lot of heart issues. And she had a lot of medical bills due to the fact that she had to have a defibrillator pacemaker put in. And she was just struggling with why she had to have it, number one, and all the bills and how to pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. And she was a believer, but not a faithful church-going person. And she and I talked all the time. And one day she just looked at me and she said, I got my answer. God said, be still. And I said, yeah, sometimes he says, be still. And so that became our verse between the two of us, be still. Anytime I saw it on anything, I would think of her. And so I'm doing this for Connie today, guys. And so in Bette's Box of Blessings, one of the things they sent was a clipboard. And it says, be still. It has a lighthouse on the bottom that says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Psalms 27:1. So it's a clipboard with paper on it so you can make notes and stuff like that. It's a little mini clipboard. It's awesome. Perfect size for toting in your purse and having handy. One of the things they sent is a book called Finding the Sabbath and Everyday Sacred Rest by Cheryl Winderlich. And this is it. This is actually chapter 2. So it's called Off the Hamster Wheel. And it's taken from Genesis 2:3. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. And yes, that is not the King James Version. I'm not sure which version they actually use in here, but the verses are actually taken from the NIV. But you can go back and read Genesis 2:3. Do you ever feel like a hamster running on an exercise wheel, going and going, but not really getting anywhere? With email, texting, smartphones, laptops, and the internet, we can work around the clock. Guys, this is so true. I have to do this sometimes. Many of us try to keep this wheel going, promising ourselves that next week we won't be so busy or we'll catch up on our sleep over the weekend, but we never do. The hamster wheel existence is not as harmless as you think. It tempts us to start cutting out things we think can wait, like relationships with our family and friends, time with God, or exercise, healthy eating, sleep, for the sake of accomplishing a few more things. As a result, we start to feel empty, physically run down, and far from God. So true. How can we reconcile these crazy lives with God's perfectly beautiful design, which incorporates regular rest? God values rest so much that he dedicated an entire day, the Sabbath, to do nothing at all. God sets this day apart as holy. He does not consider it a waste of time or luxury. Otherwise, why would God dedicate one day in his 7-day creation week for all work to stop? A day to be honored and devoted to him. As a creator, God gets how our minds work. He understands the temptation to get so wrapped up in the pressures and demands of daily living that we forget he created us for him, that we belong to him. Rest is an antidote to that forgetfulness. God knew that without rest, we would get sucked into the culture around us and start living for ourselves. So instead of pushing him to the backs of our minds, let's take a rest. Be still. Let's get off the wheel and stop to remember who is really in charge. It's the God who made us, enjoys our company, and gives us peace. Lord, sometimes rest seems like a luxury I can't afford, but I'm so glad that's not really the case. Help me to value rest as much as you do, so I will stop more often to be with you. That way I can reflect the peace and joy of knowing you to a lost world without being all stressed out as everyone else. Show me how to step off that wheel today. I had read several chapters in this book, and that one just struck home because I don't take time to rest like I should. I'm always feeling like I've got more to accomplish, and I'm always telling Danny I feel like I haven't accomplished everything I need to today, and I'll stay up late into the night and try to get things done. I've even got up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning to try and get things done before I even do everything else that has to be done. Danny and I are adding more of a priority now into our lives on the rest part. We had gotten really gung-ho into projects and working, and the cabin is one of our, hey, let's rest some. So now we're going over there just sitting, watching a fire when it's cool, sitting on the porch when it's hot, enjoying God's beauty, enjoying nature around us, just giving ourselves time to rest, learning that God is in control. Sacred Rest by Cheryl Wunderlich. It's pretty good. She brings out a lot of good points in that. I'm not even going to go into it too much, but Deeper Waters by Denise Hughes. This lady, let me just say, it says, do you come to God's Word with questions and doubts that arise from life's disappointments and hurts? Disappointment and hurts. All of us go through them. All of us have them. We always ask God, why? She does a good job of relating life events and things, the disappointments, the hurts, and walking you through them. Y'all, you just have to read it. Life-changing events. So Deeper Waters by Denise Hughes. When you have those life-changing events, she just kind of helps you walk through them. The CD is New Life Worship, Strong God. And as always, Dayspring cards. They always send them. They're good. In time of loss, birthdays, the stork when someone's having a baby, just because you want somebody to know you're thinking about them. Another birthday. They have lots of cards. So Bette's Box of Blessings, be still. Sometimes it just pays us to be still. When life is getting over your head, when too much is coming at you, you feel your heart is broken, just be still. There's something on the other side. Even when you're hurt, even when you're downtrodden, even when your best friends have just hurt you to the core, there is a way to see past it. And that's where God comes in. Be still. See where it's going, what happens next. God has something better in store. You may be going through a hurt now, but at some point, you're going to see why you went through that hurt. So guys, check out Bette's Box of Blessings if you're interested. They are subscription box. You can get one a month. And as always, the things are very uplifting. They make you think. For me, it's a heart thing every time I get one. And I just want to remember my friend Connie, if she's watching. Still have my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Danny refurbished it this year because it's getting a little ratty. But Connie, thank you. Be still. Always brings a smile on my face when I see it because I think of you. So thank you guys from Crazy Days.